it's no secret the scheduling format is going to change a little bit here. Oklahoma and Texas headed to the SEC in 2024. There's a lot of things changing in 2024 across the college football landscape, but that just sort of got me thinking. With the schedule changing, what rivalries do we need to protect? And now there's a lot of conversation around what divisions could look like, or if divisions just go away as a whole. It's very possible. But if we were to just say, what rivalries between SEC East and SEC West teams do we want to protect? I got a couple of them for you right here. And the first one we need to protect is the third Saturday in October. Tennessee and Alabama. Now, I fully expect this to be protected, but think about it this way. This rivalry, to me, embodies so perfectly what is unique about college football. Like, you got the cigar smoke floating over whatever stadium it's being played at. No other sport does that happen. No other sport do you have 100+ people in uniform, much less in the stands, just smoking stogies after getting a big W. That doesn't happen anywhere else. You need to protect this rivalry. It's like you don't go and build a parking lot over the Redwoods. The Redwoods are beautiful. The Redwoods are specific to America. You hear what I'm saying? If you build a parking lot over the third Saturday in October, it's un-American. Met 105 total times. It just embodies everything about college football that we love. Even if you're not an Alabama or Tennessee fan, you would be, I believe, disappointed to see a special traditional rivalry like that be thrown by the wayside. Again, an SEC East and SEC West teams, I hope and believe this will be protected, but I just want to have it out on the record. Us here at the Hard Count, we are starting our own petition to say, protect the third Saturday in October. It's a rivalry that is just legitimately labeled by when it's played. A lot of these other rivalries have cool names around them. Third Saturday in October just tells you, yeah, this is when we're meeting up, this is when we're playing. Pretty special. If you haven't yet subscribed to the On3 YouTube channel, the Hard Count is live twice a week. We do content on this channel every single day. Come be a part of it. Also, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at JDPatel. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear who y'all want on the show as a guest. I want to hear what y'all want talked about on future episodes. It's a great medium for us to hear from you. Also, get in the chat right now and let us hear from you. Appreciate you in advance. Another rivalry, or rivalries rather, that we need to address. How about the Texas Longhorns? They have not one but two rivalries that I think we really need to make sure that are consistently being played. And when I say protect for all these rivalries, I'm saying we play them on an annual basis. It's not, okay, every 4 years we play them, every other year we play them. No, I want these games every single year when it comes to the college football season. The two that we got to protect, Oklahoma and Texas A&M. We'll start with Oklahoma. This game is played, obviously, Texas State Fair. You don't have Christmas without the Christmas tree. You don't have the Texas State Fair without Texas and OU in the Red River rivalry. It would just feel wrong. It would feel so weird. Again, I expect this 1,000% to be protected, but I'm telling you, if we were to somehow just swing and whiff horrifically as a college football society and didn't have this rivalry being played, I think people would riot. I truly believe that. Both these fan bases are historic to blue blood programs. You got to play this game every year. And if we don't, we have whiffed horrifically, again, as a college football public. The other game that I was just talking about, Texas and Texas A&M. Now, we haven't played this one in a little bit because A&M said, deuces, we're out to the SEC, and Texas said, okay, we're coming too. And everyone in College Station was like, huh? No, this is our thing. We do this whole SEC thing. Imagine when they play each other for the first time again, just how intense that environment is going to be. Whenever that date is down on paper, I promise you I have it circled, underlined, starred. I will do everything in my power physically to be within that stadium, whether it's at College Station, whether it's at DKR. Whenever these teams meet up, it will be historic. If they don't meet up on an annual basis, then why did Texas even go to the SEC, man? If we don't get the Lone Star Showdown every single year, why is Texas going to the Southeastern Conference, right? Like, this is just a golden opportunity. Let's not mess it up. Let's not outthink the room here. Let's use common sense. Texas plays OU every year. Texas plays Texas A&M every year. We all on the same page? We're all happy? Cool. Let's rock and roll. Georgia-Auburn, the Deep South's oldest rivalry. If we were to do away with this rivalry, we're doing away with history. With all these rivalries, yes, but with this rivalry especially, their first meeting was in 1892. There's so many great moments in all these rivalries. This one especially, prayer at Jordan-Hare, that was special. The thing that I think I want to emphasize the most with keeping this rivalry intact, if you were to eliminate this rivalry, you are cutting a common thread throughout history that so many families and friendships and relationships have bonded over. Your great-grandfather might have been at this game when he went to Auburn, and you get to watch it right now as well as a first-year student at Auburn. And it's still Georgia-Auburn. It's still the Deep South's oldest rivalry. That's a special thing, man. This is a special tie. You don't want to cut this common thread throughout college football history for a lot of people. Again, Deep South's oldest rivalry, it needs to continue. You don't want to mess with history too much. This rivalry that I want to talk about next is one that if you scan the internet for different projected, protected rivalries, I say protected in air quotes, because we don't know what it's going to look like yet. This is one that is not on a lot of the boards, not on a lot of the hot lists. The Swamp Bowl between LSU and Florida needs to be preserved. Similar to what I said about the third Saturday in October, it's just unique to college football. Like, we previewed this game on the On3 YouTube channel during the season, live on the Hard Count. Rock with us if you haven't already. We previewed it, and the same thing kept coming up when I talked to different individuals who cover LSU or who cover Florida, and they just kept saying the same thing. Hey, man, weird things happen in this game. Things that nobody can really explain or predict or put adequately into words. It just happens in LSU, Florida. It just happens in the Swamp Bowl. Like, for example, Marco Wilson picking up an LSU player's shoe and just putting his entire body and soul into it as he hucked it across the field, drawing a penalty that eventually led to LSU winning the game and Florida being left out of the college football playoff. That don't happen in other rivalries. Not saying it wouldn't happen, but LSU Florida is a unique point in our game that needs to be kept sacred, kept special. If for no other reason, right now, the series is dead even all time. You got 33 and 33 and 3. It's a whole lot of threes. 3 ties in this game. Like, what are we talking about here? It's a bizarre game whenever it happens. We got a bizarre sport. Keep college football weird. Keep the Swamp Bowl a part of what we have, all right? So I want to protect the third Saturday in October. I want to protect Texas's rivalries with A&M and Oklahoma. I want the Deep South to continue to roll with Georgia and Auburn. And I also want the Swamp Bowl with LSU, Florida to be protected. So all of those rivalries need to be played on a consistent basis. The reason why I mentioned them outside of Texas and OU and Texas A&M, these are SEC East versus SEC West rivalries. Now, I'm not saying the divisions are going to stay intact, but with whatever the schedule looks like, whether you go to 9 conference games, whether you go to 8 conference games, I hope it's 9 conference games, whatever it looks like, you got to keep these rivalries, man. Don't mess with the fabric of our sport. Keep it sacred. Keep the rules as they are. Keep these rivalries intact. And the ones with Texas A&M and Texas, keep those intact in the future when you do start playing. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.